Solving by completing the square, type 1. So let's start by looking at a common problem that we've been dealing with the past two parts. Okay, so we have x squared plus 16x plus 39 equals 0. Now I want to ask, can we solve this using diamond method? So let's really quick sketch our diamond. Remember 39 goes up here, 16 goes down here, and we want to multiply to the top and add to the bottom. And we might find that 13 and 3 work as the puzzle pieces. So we can solve this using diamond. So I'd like you guys to circle yes on your notes. But is there another way to solve these problems? And yes, it is called completing the square. It's a process that allows us to solve quadratic equations that are factorable, but also ones that are not factorable, or prime. And we'll get to those types in task 2. So what is the process? Alright, so we have our problem, x squared plus 16x plus 39 equals 0. Step 1 says move the c value over to the other side of the equation. Alright, so our c value is this positive 39. So how do we move a positive 39? Well, we subtract. So we want to subtract 39 from both sides, and then we get x squared plus 16x equals negative 39. Alright, so now on to step 2. So as you can see, I've already written in the x squared plus 16x, and let's write this negative 39 right here on the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so now we're going to fill in the blanks. And how we do that is we start with our 16, whatever this number is right here, and it's a positive 16 in this problem. And what we do is we divide by 2. So put that in that box right there. So we're going to take 16 divided by 2, and we get 8. So we put 8 in the circle below. And now, to bring it up to the blank, we need to square the 8, which is just doing the little 2, power of the 2. So we take 8 times 8, and we get 64. So that's what I put in this blank. I put a positive 64. And what do you think we're going to put in this blank? Another positive 64. All right. So now step 3 says factor the right side, simplify, that should say factor the left side, simplify the right side. Okay, so how we factor the left side is you always are going to put x, and then how you tell what you put next to the x is whatever the circled number is here. So it's a positive 8, so we're going to put plus 8. Okay? And on the right side, we just take negative 39 plus 64. Okay? And we get 25. So I put 25 right here. Alright, so we had x plus 8 squared equals 25. Now step 4 says take the square root of both sides. So we're just going to take the square root of the left and the right hand side, okay? And then on the left hand side, you're just left with whatever is underneath the square root. So we're just going to write x plus 8 equals, now the square root of 25 is 5, but we need to put that it's plus or minus 5. Do not forget the plus or minus, okay? And now step 5 says simplify, split, and solve. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to write two different equations. So draw your arrows. We're going to write x plus 8 equals positive 5. That's for the plus 5. And then x plus 8 equals negative 5. And then we're going to solve these separately. So draw your line over here. We're going to subtract 8, we get x equals negative 3, subtract 8, we get x equals negative 13. And those are our answers. All right, let's look at another example. So example 2, what's different about this one? Well, our step 1 is already done for us, right? The c value is already over on the right side. So we can skip straight to step 2, which is filling in the blanks, okay? So we're going to write x squared minus 8x blank equals 20 blank. Now remember how we fill in the blanks. We take this negative 8 and we divide it by 2. So what is negative 8 divided by 2? Negative 4. I want you to circle that. Now how do we bring it up to the blank? We have to square it, right? So negative 4 squared gives us a positive 16. If I write a positive 16, we better write it over here as well, plus 16. Okay. Now we factor the left side. So I'm going to write x. How do I tell what to write next to it? Well, it's what we circled, right? So x minus 4 squared equals, and then we just take 20 plus 16. That gives us 36. Now we want to take the square root of both sides. Okay. So on the left-hand side, I'm just left with x minus 4. On the right-hand side, the square root of 36 is 6, but remember we have to do plus or minus 6. And now we're almost done. Now we just need to split them up. So draw your arrows. We're going to write x minus 4 equals positive 6. X minus 4 equals negative 6. And then we're just going to solve for x. So we're going to add 4 to both sides over here, and we get x equals 10. We're going to add 4 to both sides over here, and we get x equals negative 2. And those are our two answers. One more problem here, okay? So remember, our first step is to move this c over, okay? So that's going to be our negative 11. So we're going to start by adding 11 to both sides. So then we get x squared plus 4x blank equals 1 plus 11 is 12 blank. All right, to fill in the blanks, we take this 4, divide it by 2. What is 4 divided by 2? That gives us just 2. Circle the 2. To bring it up, we need to square it, right? So 2 squared gives us 4. So I'm going to write plus 4 here, and I'm going to write plus 4 over here. All right, now factor the left side. We always put x. Remember, we look at the circle to tell what to put next. So we're going to write plus 2 because it's a positive 2. Squared equals 12 plus 4 is 16. All right, what next? We need to take the square root of both sides. Okay, so square root here, square root here. Remember, on the left side, we're just left with x plus 2. On the right-hand side, square root of 16 is 4. Do not forget, right, plus or minus 4. Okay, now we're going to split them up. So draw your arrows. We get x plus 2 equals positive 4. X plus 2 equals negative 4. And now we're just going to solve. So subtract 2 from both sides here. We get x equals 2. Subtract 2 over here, and we get x equals negative 6.